Alright everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video here as we drove from Leadville, Colorado to Frisco, Colorado along US 24, Colorado State Route 91, and I-70. Of course, the main highlight of this video is driving over Fremont Pass here across the Continental Divide. Of course, you guys probably remember a video I made back in the 2019 season driving along this route right here, but a lot has changed in the 5 years since I made that video. One, I have upgraded to 4K, so this newer version here is in 4K high definition for you all to enjoy. And of course, there's been a few other changes as well. And one notable change from that trip versus this trip is my grandpa is actually with me on this trip, so he got to see Fremont Pass for the first time. As I mentioned in the video, Fremont Pass is actually one of the easier mountain passes to cross here in Colorado, and definitely one of the easiest ones that's over 11,000 feet elevation because it has really gradual approaches on both sides of the pass. It has that 7% grade as you descend down there near Copper Mountain, but that's pretty much it. There's no like major switchbacks or hairpin curves or anything like that. Probably after the Eisenhower Tunnel and I-70, this is probably the easiest mountain pass to cross over 11,000 feet here in Colorado. Once this video goes live, the old video going over Fremont Pass is going to be taken off of YouTube because that video is a lot older and far less quality than this one right here, and also features copyright music while this one features royalty-free music basically, so there's not going to be any issues with me running into copyright issues. So sad to say that that old video is going to be taken down, but I think this new and improved version is much better than that video anyway, so I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video right here going over Fremont Pass, the new and improved version. Alright everyone, I just want to give a shout out to all my social media accounts that you see on the screen here because I really am trying to grow my social media accounts beyond just here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you guys would check out my Instagram. I'm really trying to grow that social media platform, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would follow me on there. My username is just InterstateKyle. What's really cool about my Instagram is if I'm on a road trip, I will post on my story of where I am and what I'm doing, so it's just a really cool way for you guys to follow along with me in real time to see what I'm doing and what I'm up to. I know my videos on here can get pretty dated very quickly, so if you guys want to see what I'm doing in real time, I highly recommend checking out my Instagram, and I would really appreciate your support over there. You guys can also check out my Facebook group and my Twitter/X account. The links to all those are down in the description. Another thing I want to give a shout out to is my Patreon, which is a way for you guys to support me beyond YouTube here. If you guys want to join my Patreon, you guys can get special perks for joining, like watching all of my videos early before they are released here on YouTube. And all the money I make on there goes right back into this YouTube channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. The link to my Patreon is also down in the description, so if you really want to check it out, I would really appreciate your extra support over there as well. And another thing that is set up on my channel is Super Thanks, which is located to the right of where you would normally like one of my videos. What that basically is just a way for you guys to tip me out for each video going forward if you feel that I've earned it, of course. And then all the money on there also goes right back to this channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. And with all that said, folks, I really hope you all enjoyed this video here as we drove over Fremont Pass and the Continental Divide here in Colorado. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, and take care everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to the next adventure. We will see you next time.